Well, Donald Trump may be gone, but doesn't mean that Washington's going to come back and embrace all seriousness. We still have a lot of silly people in Washington D.C. Some of these people are also very, very dangerous. Are you familiar with U.S. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene? She's a Republican congressman from the 14th congressional district in Georgia, and it's like in the northwestern part of the state. She's also one of the latest ongoing traditions of right wing extremism in in Congress today. She's a conspiracy theorist. She's a lunatic, and basically, if you were to cross that little silly person that likes to go on campus named Caitlin Bennett, gun girl that likes to harass students and try to get them into a fight or try to incite them. And thankfully, most people just write her off as a somebody not to be taken seriously. That little airhead from Liberty Hangout, cross her with former Congressman Michelle Bachmann of Minnesota, and you will have Marjorie Taylor Greene. Please, whatever you do, start referring to her as QAnon Karen, because that's what she is. She's QAnon Karen, as far as I'm concerned. Even Sarah Palin is a beacon of intellect compared to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Even I respect Sarah Palin more than I do Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's how bad this thing is. This QAnon Karen. I'm trying to make that stick. Imagine one of the dumbest congressmen in Texas, Louis Gohmert, meets Ann Coulter, but are more obnoxious than Ann Coulter or Louis Gohmert. You got QAnon Karen, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, prior to Joe Biden being sworn in, um, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she plans. She made it clear she plans to hold or file articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. Why? Is it because Trump was impeached the second time? I want to tell you, I actually opposed the first impeachment because I didn't think there was any Russian collusion and all of that. I don't think that the Ukraine phone calls were that big a deal in politics. There were valid reasons to impeach Trump the first time. Um, the selling of weapons to Saudi Arabia, which is basically, enabling a terrorist state to commit acts of terrorism against the West. Of course, we have to do that to pass precedents too. So in that regard, Donald Trump is no more guilty than what previous presidents have done in the past. But that's a valid reason to try to file articles of impeachment. That wasn't done. This time it was justified, and that was for inciting a riot and things like of that nature, because Donald Trump was a sore loser and he couldn't believe that he was defeated. And I don't know why. I mean, he did a shitty job as president. But anyhow, or is it because she's and talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, QAnon Karen? Is it because she's partisan, petty, and stupid? You bet your ass that's largely part of this. And here's the thing: you can't impeach someone who hasn't served as president yet. And once he's president or anybody serving as president, you got to have something valid to go and impeach Joe Biden for. I'm no defender of Joe Biden. I don't like Joe Biden. I didn't vote for Donald Trump, nor did I vote for Joe Biden. But Joe Biden did nothing that has him being subjected to being impeached. Nothing. Nothing at all. So, a word to the wise, Marjorie, honey, darling, that's not how impeachment works. If I were you, just wait a little while. And, if you feel like he's done something worthy of impeachment, you know, it is what it is. But impeaching somebody because you don't like them, that's stupid. In a way, I'm glad that she made this statement. I really am. Although, as I said, although I oppose Joe Biden in my own way too, but at least when I oppose Joe Biden, I oppose him for intelligent reasons and sound well-rounded reasons. I thought he was the wrong man to get the Democratic nomination, and it's basically on policy. He can't cut the mustard, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to policy. But he's done nothing that is deserving of impeachment. I mean, just because your daddy Trump lost the election, you have to be bitter. Oh well, thing about it is maybe I can't blame you too much for that because I mean, I've had my presidential candidate stolen from me twice, 2016 and 2020. But I'm sure Marjorie Taylor Greene is not concerned about that. And I'm sure she'd rather have President Joe Biden than a President Bernie Sanders. But, I'm going to tell you, QAnon Karen, Donald Trump left office in absolute disgrace. And he brought it on himself. He did. Now, I understand you think that Joe Biden is a soldier, and that just makes you dumb. In a way, Joe Biden is a 1970s, 1980s era moderate Republican. But here's the thing: you shooting at pretend targets of Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and socialists in those campaign commercials, that doesn't make you a badass. It just makes you an asshole, an obnoxious asshole. QAnon has been discredited. And I hope that in November 2022, in that 14th district, I hope that the people have the good sense to have you discredited at the ballot box. If you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you were absolutely just like really fit to be tied and just filled with rage over what I had to say, comment anyway. We can have a conversation, Feel free to share the content on this channel. And if you're passionate about something, and I'm saying this as a First Amendment absolutist, if you're passionate about something, compile, create, build a platform, utilize it, because we're the muckrakers of our time. Feel free to subscribe to this channel. And until next time, I am American Social Democracy. Peace. And Bernie Sanders for president in the year 2024. You hear that, QAnon Karen? I'll say it again. Peace. And Bernie Sanders for president in the year 2024.